Okay, everybody, let's do something new. Let's do something a little different. So I'm going to start a new sketchbook, which is always scary, especially when it's a really beautiful one like this. These I got at the Getty, and it's Amalfi paper. It's got a watermark in it. Listening to Genesis. What I'm going to do is this painting here, if you see it, I've done it several times before. See? And I really like it. It's the view from my daughter's backyard. And I've spent many, many hours there babysitting my granddog. And they only had one grandchild, which was a dog. And I love that dog. And I would sit in the back, and she was a little puppy and really cute. Just just play with her and watch her grow up. And we had a lot of fun. And it's so cute because I'd be on the phone with clients, and the client would hear me say, "Oh, good girl." And they said, "What happened?" I said, "Oh, my granddog pooped." And they say, "Oh, good job." So, um, I never underestimated the fact that I'm a granddog. Now I have grandchildren, so they're so fun. All right, let's see if we can get this in. So I'm going to do a series of this backyard in the sketchbook. You see how it goes. We're going to use different color schemes and different lighting. Okay. Just for this one, I'm going to draw it first. I'm going to use gouache. It's real cheap gouache and real cheap brushes. Real cheap, real cheap. So let's see. Let's see if this will work. See, it's got the watermark there. It's really cool. So this goes back, these poles. And the cool part about this, and I don't think they knew when they moved in here what they were getting, but you got these really pretty shapes, little walkways. I really like it. So I've drawn this a lot. I've painted this a lot. And every time I go over there, I take more pictures of it because, all the different lighting, different times of the year. Little mountain in the background. And then the clouds. So this is all going this way. We'll bring the clouds this way. So it all comes out like this. And then I'm going to bring it, so it goes like this. So I got a shape. Okay. So I want to make sure I don't have that shadow on here. Okay. I'm going to throw a wash on here. So it's going to be kind of a monochromatic in a way. This paper can really take a lot. It's really good. Get it at the Getty. They still have them. I bought a bunch of them, about 3 of them. So I'm keying it. Okay. So that's the key color of the painting. I'm using really cheap brushes. I got these for 3 of them for $1.75. So don't have to always be real expensive. So I'm going to use different shades of this green. And I'll use different mediums, different tools. This is gouache. I'm starting out kind of as a light watercolor. Okay, so that's the key. I'm going to stay just with the same colors, pretty much. So I'm going to warm it up with a little yellow ochre, but I'm going to stay in the green area. So green is made of yellow and blue, so I can kind of work within that if I want. I can gray it, add some gray. Okay. So I'm going to really kill the color going back, the saturation. Let's see what happens. So we're dealing with color, and color has families. So we teach it at our school. Okay, and then we're going to go. Yeah, we put some shadows on here. Okay. Now, I'm going to put in negative shapes for the sky. Now, the sky, I want it to still be kind of grayed out. So we use kind of a gray blue. And the color should still be in the sky. It's a family. Okay. So that's the key. That's what you call a cheap brush. That's funny. That's great. I got like $300 brushes on the shelf and I'm using this and it's falling apart. It's great. When it gets further away from me, the color doesn't have to, but you can lose its saturation. It means the amount of saturation is the amount of color that's actually in there. So it's mostly gray. I like to paint with tinted gray and then add the color to it. Again, we're not adding any complements. We'll do that on the next one. So let's go ahead and put in these poles. Okay. Yeah, it's simple. So that's the first one. It's basically one color. It's just green. So it's whatever makes up green. So green is also made of yellow and blue. So I have yellow in there, I have blue in there, and I have green, and then there's gray versions of it. So what we'll do is we'll let it dry. I'm going to do a figure drawing, and then we'll come back to this and do different. So we might even fill up this entire book, maybe just with this same, maybe we'll just do this whole book with just this one subject. What do you think? And just how many different ways can we do it? Think it'd be okay? It's a lot, but we'll see. Okay, so there we go. And it's real simple. The book is $35. Paint, I mean, I get this like for 20 bucks. And then the brushes are like you get 4 for $1. So it doesn't have to be real expensive supplies, okay? But the knowledge has to be there, and it's got to be real, okay? So if you're online and they say you can become a painter in 2 weeks, if it seems too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Figure a lifetime. Along the way, you're selling paintings, you're doing commercial art, but you're constantly trying to get that perfect painting that doesn't exist. But it's painting is shape, edges, value, and color. That's painting. Drawing is gesture, construction, and anatomy. Let's have fun. Let's go for it, okay? But you gotta study it, and you have to learn it. You can't just, buy the brush and put it down. But it's being sold like that, and I'm seeing it, and I get really frustrated. But I'm going to try not to be so frustrated. Okay, let's move on to some new stuff. All right, see you in a few. Bye. Here it is. Okay.